Happy Black History Month. Around here, we celebrate our culture, our community, and our contributions daily. But this year, as we observe the 100th anniversary of Black History Month celebrations, we're excited about our annual KBLA Talk 1580 Black History Month Luncheon, honoring comedy greats. On Thursday, February 26th at the Grammy Museum in downtown LA, we're toasting D.L. Hughley, Melanie Camacho, Earthquake, Munell, Dion Cole, and Martin Lawrence with a surprise guest appearance. A limited number of individual tickets for the luncheon remain, so now would be a good time to head to KBLA1580.com to secure one for yourself. That's KBLA1580.com. A little laughter goes a long way, especially in times like these. So come, join us for our annual KBLA Talk 1580 Black History Month Luncheon, Thursday, February 26th at the Grammy Museum. Again, tickets are available right now at KBLA1580.com.
Well, I hang around my boy. He's been married for 6 years. Videotaping his wedding day, never watched it. Now and every day he watch it every day, but he watch it in reverse. Because he said he loves seeing himself take that ring back off of that finger. Walking back down that aisle, just waving at her, ugly mother down the church, getting back in the limo, back at the bachelor party. Look how happy I was.
Honoring excellence, resilience, and achievement, we're at KBLA Talk 1580.
Blackness. Keep on.
You are listening to and streaming A More Perfect Union on KBLA Talk 1580. I'm Dr. Nii-Quartelai Quartey, your host and White House correspondent, right here in sunny LA with you in Afternoon Drive Time, where I'm always in touch, and so you be in touch. Be sure to follow me on all the socials at Dr. Nii-Quartelai. Just type in Dr. Nii-Q, DRNIIQ, and I pop right on up, fresh for you to follow. Also, download the KBLA app to listen to us live or on demand, or you can just tell Alexa to play KBLA Talk 1580. Yeah. How you feeling out there? I hope you enjoyed our last hour with Candace Washington. I certainly enjoyed it, and we'll be sure to have her back. We're just moments away from being joined by Al Reynolds, our More Perfect Union contributor. He is our resident pop culture and entertainment contributor, and he will have no problem finding the entertainment value in some of the wackiest headlines of the day. He'll be joining us in short order. A little bit later this hour, I'm going to share with you an exclusive interview from just this afternoon with singer Kenny Lattimore and his beautiful and talented and brilliant wife that has engaged in a righteous fight for Black creators and Black community everywhere. Judge Faith Jenkins and Kenny Lattimore join me near the bottom of this hour. But now it's time for your National News Roundup. It's time for you to decide the good, bad, and ugly headlines of the day. I don't know about you, but my social media feed has been popping off this afternoon as news is swirling of Kamala Harris reactivating her 2024 campaign account, teasing some sort of announcement. The former vice president just reactivated her 2024 campaign account, and she's teasing an announcement for tomorrow. I have no idea what that announcement will be. There are rumors that she may be teasing an announcement for a second run for the White House. There are folks that are wondering if she might have reconsidered her decision against running for governor of California. Anybody's guess is good at this point. But as soon as we understand what that announcement is, we'll be sure to bring it to you along with expert analysis. All right. Now it's time for your national news roundup. Again, it's time for you to decide the good, bad, and ugly headlines of the day. It's worth noting that just yesterday, we were talking about how Melinda French Gates had said that Bill has to answer for being in the Epstein files. That's what she said. When we come forward with Al Reynolds a little bit later, we're going to dig into what Bill Gates actually said. And spoiler alert, he's expressing some regret. Yes, that is what's happening. You are listening to and streaming A More Perfect Union on KBLA Talk 1580. Al Reynolds joins us when we come forward.
You're listening to A More Perfect Union on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's been said that when someone you love has Parkinson's, you have Parkinson's.
The Parkinson's Foundation knows that the disease doesn't just affect the diagnosed. It affects everyone who supports and helps care for them.
If you have questions, the Parkinson's Foundation has answers.
We can help you understand the disease
and give you tips for living a better life.
Find your answers at parkinson.org or call 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
Small businesses are the heart of America. But you don't have to go it alone. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Get the connections, education, and guidance you need with SCORE. We're ready to help. Find a mentor today at score.org.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you, when we fight, we win. The Youth Justice Coalition is challenging America's addiction to incarceration and discrimination. YJC works to dismantle policies leading to mass incarceration, law enforcement violence, and the school-to-prison pipeline. Their approach, transformative justice, community intervention, free LA high school, legal defense, and system monitoring. YJC promotes safety without relying on prisons. Their goal, prevent system contact and help people exit the system through direct action, advocacy, and education. Want to get involved or need help? Call 323-235-4243. That's 323-235-4243. Join YJC in creating change. When we fight, we win. KBLA Talk 1580, your voice for justice. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
We have no permanent friends or permanent enemies. Only permanent interests. As we effort to build a more perfect union.
You are listening to and streaming A More Perfect Union on KBLA Talk 1580. I'm Dr. Nii-Quartelai Quartey, and he's Mr. Smooth. you looking real smooth.
Hey,
Al Reynolds.
Thank you.
Mr. Culture Architect. He is our resident political and pop culture correspondent, and we are always delighted when you take the time to join us to help us make sense where we can with these crazy headlines.
Ooh, we got some crazy ones tonight. Oh man, I just got out of class. That's why I'm running a little late. I apologize, but us professors, we got to teach.
That's right. Come on, Professor Reynolds.
You got it.
We love it. We love it. We love it. Well, something that folks aren't loving so much after the Minneapolis shooting, Trump says his administration could use a softer touch on immigration. NBC News reporting exclusively that President Trump told them that he believes his administration could use, quotes, a softer touch in the immigration enforcement operations after federal agents shot and killed 2 U.S. citizens last month in Minneapolis. The president said, quotes, I learned that maybe we could use a little bit of a softer touch, but you still have to be tough. That's what he said during this interview with Tom Lamas in the Oval Office. He went on to say, we're dealing with really hard criminals. But look, I've called the people, I called the governor, I called the mayor, spoke to them, had great conversations with them, and then I see them ranting and raving out there, literally as though a call wasn't made. Trump has been engaged in weeks-long feud with the Minnesota governor and Minneapolis mayor, 2 Democrats who've been highly critical of immigration crackdowns in the city, and of course the fatal shooting of Renee Good and Alex Preddy. What do you make of this, Al? The president actually admitting that they need to do better.
Oh, well, let me tell you something. There should be outrage in that state. And guys, everybody needs to understand that this is all strategy. All right. This is a blue state that he is using as an example to show how he plans to use force to intimidate, to suppress, and to make those states that don't support him be afraid of him in order to get the support. Whenever a president says immigration enforcement needs a softer touch, I don't want to hear that crap, because that's not a shift, or that's not a policy shift. That's not a policy change. That's not correcting a wrong. That is a remessaging of some sorts. And we know that this president is great at remessaging stuff and not doing anything according to the rules. In this case, the playbook didn't change. Nothing about what he's doing that is illegal has changed, meaning we shouldn't listen to it. Let's deal in the facts, Dr. Nii-Quartelai, and this is what's pissing me off. The White House says it's pulling 700 federal immigration officers out of Minnesota, but still 2,000 are still there. That's not a soft touch. That's a partial retreat, right? That's a partial retreat. Remember, there were only 80 there in the beginning. Why do you need 3,000 now? Mm-hmm. Intimidation, suppression, telling them and showing these blue states, if you don't act right, especially with the primaries coming, I'm going to show you how to act right. This is unlawful, and many people should really, really in America rethink what all of this actually means.
And just hearing you share that, Al, it's a reminder that we need to beware of false pretenses. Beware of false pretenses. It's worth noting that NBC also reports Trump's claim about 25 million undocumented immigrants, which he's made time and time before. Well, it's false. It's false. During the Biden administration, 7.4 million undocumented immigrants crossed the border outside the legal checkpoints. It's according to data from Customs and Border Protection. And so talk to us about the false pretense that the president is creating, has created, is continuing to create. And so on one hand, he's saying, okay, we're going to withdraw 700 agents from Minneapolis. And, I picked up the phone and I've reached out to the governor and the mayor, and yes, I admit that we need a softer touch. And we're going to arm everyone with body-worn cameras. But isn't all of this just beside the point?
Oh, listen, it's classic Trump administration. It's classic Trump talk. Like I said, calling it soft while keeping thousands in place. It's like changing the caption on the same photo. The optics got updated, but not the operation. You're not saying anything. You called them, but what was the conversation? What does calling them mean? See, to his support base, to them it means, oh, he called to try to make it right. No, he didn't call to make it right. He placed the outbound call. He never said if they answered. This is all, to me, just a verbal political optics game filled with lies, deceit, deception, and corruption. And the sad part about every single thing about it is that this enforcement is illegal.
Yeah, that is worth noting. And things may get a whole lot worse before they get better. USA Today reporting on surrounding the polls. ICE will patrol elections. That's what an ex-Trump aide is saying. One of President Trump's chief political architects declared that the federal government plans to deploy U.S. ICE agents to polling stations during the November midterm election. Steve Bannon going on record saying, quotes, "We're going to have ICE surround the polls come November." That's what he said. That's Steve Bannon, who served as senior advisor during the first Trump administration. That's what he said during a February 3rd episode of the War Room podcast. He went on to say, "We're not going to sit here and allow you to steal the country again. And you can whine and cry and throw your toys out of the prom all you want, but we will never again allow an election to be stolen." It is without question that Trump and his allies are laying the groundwork to weaponize our federal government against us. That there's no surprise there for any of our leaders, learners, and listeners. However, what are Democrats going to do about it? What is anybody in leadership in opposition to this? What are they going to do about it besides put out a statement, a strongly worded statement? Like, what are they going to do about it? How are they going to activate? We know that elections are run by state and local governments, not by the federal government, right? And so, we don't need Congress to act on this. We need our state and local government leaders to activate on this.
Let me tell you, in my opinion, and I want to make it clear when I say having deployment of ICE officials, the part that's illegal is you don't have the right to kill innocent people. That's illegal. That's an excessive force, just like police people don't have a right. So when I say illegal, I don't mean putting them out there as being illegal. I'm talking about their actions and how they behave given their position as being illegal. You can't just kill people because you don't like them or because they're protesting against you. All right. Speaking of being illegal, we're talking once again about it being illegal. First of all, ICE's agents, and I want everyone to understand this, ICE's agents are federal employees. They are getting paid through federal dollars. Okay, so this in what he is even proposing is illegal on many levels. The first level is it's illegal for someone in federal service like the president to order, bring, keep, or have under his authority of control armed men at a place where an election is being held. Come on, guys. It's the basic grassroots of being the president. You're not allowed to do that. In addition, you're not allowed to have ICE officers. They might not be a part of the troop and they might not be a part of the military, but they are definitely armed men. That's what makes them as being deployed by a federal servant. The federal servant can be the Department of Justice under the guise of the United States president. That's illegal. Armed men stationed at polls, that statute is illegal. There are so many layers of this that is not only illegal, but it's criminal. It's criminal. And it collides with the federal law. And you say, what should we do? Let me tell you what we got to do. What we got to do is we have to get BLACK with these people. You have to take these ties off and take these button shirts off, put on your Timbs and put on your Izard or your white tee, and we got to get to the streets. We've got to stop this nice politically correct code switching attitude and hoping that we don't get affected. You're about to get more than affected if you keep that attitude. So I think what has to happen is from now until whenever, everybody that has a voice need to teach us, including me, how can we be more effective in change and standing up and not allowing this type of leadership to basically, what he's doing is he's robbing us of our constitutional rights. We need someone to teach us what to do, not tell us what to do, but teach us what to do. And in the guise of teaching us what to do, you also need to provide our legal protection around where our rights are, so that we know that if we put our voice on the line, that these are our protections. Don Lemon did that. Great example. We are seeing, you can try to suppress him, but what he taught us on his coverage afterwards is these are the laws, these are where I'm protected, and this is why this isn't going to work. Therefore, my mission doesn't change.
You know, look, all politics are local, and elections are administered locally. And so, you know, we don't have to wait on Washington, D.C. To begin to build a plan to safeguard our elections. We don't have to wait on Washington to do that. That is something that is well within the purview of state and local leaders. So we got to pull up to our city council member. We got to pull up to our mayor. We got to pull up to our county supervisors. We got to pull up to our state representatives. We got to pull up to our governor and ask them point blank, you know, what is the plan to safeguard our elections? What's the plan to protect our vote? We got to pull up to our attorney generals. We cannot wait on Washington. We cannot wait on, you know, the Democratic minority in the House or the Senate minority, Senate Democrats. We can't wait on them for a plan.
Right. I think it's a little bit deeper than that. I hear you loud and clear, but I think it's different. I think we have to go to grassroots, Dr. Nii-Quartelai. And what I mean is that we have to start preparing people for what they're going to see, so that when they see it, they are not then suppressed. Right. So what I mean by that is you have to start educating the community that when you go to the election this year, you're going to see armed individuals that are going to be aggressive, and they may do X, Y, and Z, but don't stop your mission of going into that poll site. Don't stop your mission. If they block your parking lot and you have to walk a mile, because that may be a tactic that they employ, which we know these are tactics that they are going to employ, you have to then say, okay, this church, we're going to use your buses to take you from the closest parking spot to the polling. When you get to the polling, expect X, Y, and Z. Don't be alarmed. Don't look at people and think that they have the right to arrest you at a polling site. These are the laws. You have to teach people what to expect, so that when they see what is normally associated with suppression, that in their mind, they feel safe and that they can continue to go in that poll and vote.
I agree with you 1,000%. I think it is an all of the above approach to really building a robust plan that includes, to your point, people knowing their rights,
right?
But also socializing what people can expect to see when they exercise their right. Because a big part of how the Trump administration rolls is they like to create this sense of inevitability.
That's right.
They like for people to believe that that you have no agency.
That's right.
There ain't nothing you can do about it.
That's right.
You know, it's just gonna happen. He's gonna have his way, and that's gonna be that.
Or if you go to the poll, you might get arrested. You might be harassed. They might find that you didn't pay your taxes. They're not looking at your taxes, even if you got bad taxes. They don't know you got paid. That they might your bad credit. You got to think and put yourself in the psychology of the people that actually go out and vote in these blue states and even in some of these red states. That's what they're playing to. We have to play to it as well.
Well, look, when we come forward, I want to get your reaction to what's happening over at the Washington Post. The internet is all abuzz about the absolute bloodbath taking place at the Washington Post as they're laying off hundreds of workers. We're talking about journalists that are actively working in war zones overseas. Can you imagine getting a layoff notice while you are overseas in a war zone doing your job? The Washington Post has laid off hundreds of employees today, which its former executive editor said, quotes, ranks among the darkest days in the newspaper's history. Approximately one third of employees were affected. We're going to talk about this and more when we come forward. You're listening to and streaming A More Perfect Union on KBLA Talk 1580.
The audience is listening, thought-provoking, eye-opening, heart-rendering. This is where authentic voices meet powerful discussions on culture, community, and change. This is where Black voices matter. He's breaking boundaries, amplifying diverse perspectives, and tackling the issues that matter most to you. You're inside A More Perfect Union with Dr. Nii-Quartelai Quartey on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. President Trump says his administration may need a calmer approach to immigration enforcement after 2 Americans were killed by federal agents in Minneapolis in January.
It didn't come from me because I just wanted to do it.
He tells NBC News officials have learned to use a softer touch while still being tough on what he called serious crimes. Kyle Rittenhouse is calling for the firing of D.C. U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro after she warned of jail time for anyone bringing a gun into the district. Rittenhouse, who was acquitted in a 2020 Black Lives Matter protest shooting, says her stance is unconstitutional, a claim echoed by gun rights advocates. And Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent was grilled by House Democrats over President Trump's tariffs and business ties. New York Congressman Gregory Meeks accused him of covering for the president during a tense exchange, while other Democrats, including Black lawmakers Al Green and Maxine Waters, also pressed Bessent on Trump's policies. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Sherman Oaks stall on the 101 northbound before Van Nuys Boulevard. Middle lane has been blocked and that drive is just slammed right now. Overall delays out of Hollywood from Melrose. It's affecting the 134 westbound as well, leaving Pass Avenue. We're checking out the 405. This is getting out of Culver City, northbound slowing from National. Delays ahead all the way to the 5 merge into Sylmar. Let's look at Porter Ranch. East 118. Delays pushing back from DeSoto Avenue. You remain on the brakes and stretches all the way to San Fernando Road, where a crash is wrapping up.
Escape the confines of the city for the expansive beauty of the Santa Ynez Valley with a short 2-hour drive up the coast. Let Chumash Casino Resort be your destination getaway. Welcome to freedom. Go to chumashcasino.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
I'm a bad man. The Dallas Mavericks have washed their hands completely of last year's Luka Doncic trade with the Lakers. The Mavs traded Anthony Davis Wednesday afternoon to the Washington Wizards. The 10-time All-Star was part of an 8-player deal that sends him to a team with the second worst record in the Eastern Conference. Davis spent about a year in Dallas after he was traded by the Lakers for Doncic, but he played in only 29 games for the Mavs because of injuries. Davis is hurt again. He's been out since early January with a hand injury. The Wizards have no idea when Davis will be ready to play. For the 32-year-old Davis, Wednesday's trade is another indication that his career is going in the wrong direction. The UCLA women's basketball team, ranked number 2 in the country, is at home tonight against Rutgers. The Bruins, 11-0 in the Big Ten Conference, have won 15 straight. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
What's up? What's up? What's up? We got to laugh the pain away.
Hey, KBLA delegation, happy Black History Month. Around here, we celebrate our culture, our community, and our contributions daily. But this year, as we observe the 100th anniversary of Black History Month celebrations, we're excited about our annual KBLA Talk 1580 Black History Month Luncheon, honoring comedy greats. On Thursday, February 26th at the Grammy Museum in downtown LA, we're toasting D.L. Hughley, Melanie Camacho, Earthquake, Munell, Dion Cole, and Martin Lawrence with a surprise guest appearance. A limited number of individual tickets for the luncheon remain, so now would be a good time to head to KBLA1580.com to secure one for yourself. That's KBLA1580.com. A little laughter goes a long way, especially in times like these. So come, join us for our annual KBLA Talk 1580 Black History Month Luncheon, Thursday, February 26th at the Grammy Museum. Again, tickets are available right now at KBLA1580.com.
Well, I hang around my boy. He been married for 6 years. Videotaping his wedding day, never watched it. Now and every day he watch it every day, but he watch it in reverse. Because he said he loves seeing himself take that ring back off of that finger. Walking back down that aisle, just waving at her, ugly mother down the church, getting back in the limo, back at the bachelor party. Look how happy I was.
Honoring excellence, resilience, and achievement, we're KBLA Talk 1580.
What if poetry wasn't something you studied, but something you felt? Poetry for the People, the June Jordan Experience, is now live at the Fountain Theater in Los Angeles, celebrating the life and legacy of June Jordan, visionary poet, activist, and truth teller. This vibrant musical experience brings her words to life with rhythm, joy, and power. Directed by Raymond O. Caldwell and featuring music by her longtime collaborator Adrian Torf, it's joy as resistance, love as liberation, and poetry for the people. Tickets are on sale now at fountaintheater.com. That's fountaintheater.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hit me! National News, The Consequence. Informed opinion. And analysis beyond the headlines. You're listening to A More Perfect Union on KBLA Talk 1580.
You are listening to and streaming A More Perfect Union on KBLA Talk 1580. I'm Dr. Nii-Quartelai Quartey. I'm really delighted to be in conversation with my friend, my brother, Al Reynolds, culture architect. He's also our resident political and pop culture correspondent. And he is helping us sort of separate the fact from the fiction related to some of these trending headlines, some more troubling than others. We were just talking about really getting locked in and getting our mind right, getting ready for what the Trump administration is saying is going to happen in November. They're saying that ICE is going to patrol U.S. elections. That's what we're hearing from Steve Bannon, a very trusted aide in Trump's orbit. They're going to unleash ICE patrols to U.S. election precincts. And I love that New York Attorney General Letitia James is on her job. Letitia James, the state's top law official, said that staff members from her office would serve as neutral witnesses amid outrage over President Trump's deportation campaign. So these are sort of the tactics that I think the people want to see from folks in positions of power, influence, and authority, whether you're an elected office or not. People want to see tactics that meet the moment. This is something that Letitia James is doing that few, if any, offices of Attorney General are doing.
You want me to comment on that?
Of course I do. I know you got something to say.
No, you do not. No, you do not. I need more than witnesses. You're the freaking attorney general. Sorry, guys. I don't know. Maybe I had too much coffee, something. Every story that we're covering tonight is really just underneath my skin, and it's frightening. It's frightening. And like I said, we need to go put our Timbs on. We don't need witnesses at the polls or witnesses. What we need is for her to dedicate a team to go and figure out how we can prove that this is unlawful and to stop it and to eliminate it and not to allow it. Use your brain power, use your intellectual brain power from these great law schools, the same way Trump is using his and using his team to circumvent the law. Use yours to circumvent the law to stop it. Stop it. This has to stop, because if you allow it, it's going to achieve what it's meant to do, which is stop people from going to the polls, stop opponents from getting the vote. It's got to stop. It's got to be stronger. It's got to be more aggressive. That's my opinion. I'm sorry. I can't give you any intellect there.
No,
I'm too pissed off. I don't want to hear you talk about we're going to put witnesses. We're going to put witnesses in to take account, to prove. Well, it's not stopping it. We got to stop it. Right? That's where I am.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, everyone has a role to play in this, right? And so attorneys general, governors, state and local officials, ordinary people, everybody's got a role to play. And a lot of folks are looking at what Letitia James did, and they're saying, okay, give us more of that and then some. And so, but let me tell you something. Melinda French Gates, she said, give me none of that.
You don't want none of it.
She said, I don't want any of it. She said, you can keep it. Just yesterday, we were reporting that Melinda French Gates, the ex-wife of Microsoft co-founder and billionaire Bill Gates, sort of reacted to Bill Gates' name coming up in the latest tranche of Epstein-related emails. And you know what she said? She said, Bill gonna have to answer for himself. I ain't here to carry Bill's water. You have questions about Bill? Huh? You got questions about Bill? Well, you need to ask Bill. And so Bill Gates is now talking. He says he regrets knowing Epstein as his wife alludes to muck in their marriage. The Guardian reporting that Bill Gates said that he regrets ever knowing Jeffrey Epstein, as his former wife alluded to that muck in their marriage, and insisted that the Microsoft founder has questions to answer over his relationship with the deceased child sex offender, allegations that Gates hid a sexually transmitted disease from his wife after contact with Russian girls. That surfaced in the latest release of the Epstein files, which have provided remarkable insight into the disgraced financier's multiple celebrity connections and activities. His office immediately issued a statement denouncing the, quotes, absolutely absurd and completely false assertion. But until now, Gates has remained silent. And so what do you make of this, Al? I mean, look, and I know that when you are a public figure, there are people that say things, that may document things that are not true. That certainly does happen. Although I think it's a bit strange that his now ex-wife, Melinda French Gates, is saying that, if y'all got questions about Epstein, you need to talk to Bill. And she seems to be insinuating or alluding to the fact that there was something Epstein related that may have been a part of her decision to split from Bill.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so there's two different things going on here. And let's be very clear. All right. Number one, I do like the fact that Bill Gates didn't do the usual billionaire two-step. Okay. He said he regrets every minute. He was very vocal about that he spent with Epstein, and he called it foolish. Okay. He did deny the latest lurid claims about, the sexually transmitted disease, but of course he would. But what he is not denying is that he did it. And this is what's so interesting to me. The reason why he doesn't have to say anything else after this is because his stock price has not changed. If you look at it, his stock price, in essence, has only gone down 2%. That's the only thing that would force a millionaire to change his messaging.
Or a
He doesn't
billionaire.
have to say anything else. Admit to that you were there. See if it affects your brand. If your brand doesn't take you down 4 to 8% in your stock value, you're good. You're going to rebound. Melinda, on the other hand, is no longer married to Microsoft per se. So she's got to worry about her stock price. So her verbiage is clearly going to be separate, divide, and distance. So, of course, her PR campaign is going to be, I divorced the man because he won't write. That doesn't have anything to do with this brand. Therefore, I'm going to shield myself from the backlash of this. If you got a problem with the moral compass of my husband, go talk to him. I thought that was brilliant. The way she moved, the way she made people feel included in understanding her decisions and alluding to the reason why she had to get out of that. Saw it years ago, didn't like it then, don't like it now. If you want to know more, go ask my husband because I left his ass, okay? That's basically what she's saying, and I thought it was smart. Now, for him, is it a problem? It depends. It depends. But right now, his people are doing exactly what they told him to do. He's doing exactly what they told him to do. Talk about your regrets. Use words like muck. That is a PR strategy, like you said, that protects and shields institutions and respectable organizations. Coming clean. Checking and see how it affects your stock, see how your shareholders are responding. If they don't see a problem with it, leave it at that.
When we come forward, we're switching gears. Earlier today, I had a chance to talk with singer Kenny Lattimore and his wife, Judge Faith, about their campaign to call out YouTube and Google through this FTC complaint that was filed today by attorney Ben Crump. Really calling out the platform's complicity in allowing folks to misrepresent themselves as Black content creators, folks from abroad representing themselves as U.S.-based Black content creators. We're going to tell you all about their crusade when we come forward. You're listening to and streaming A More Perfect Union on KBLA Talk 1580.
Striving to make America a nation as good as its promise. This is A More Perfect Union on KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
February 4th is Transit Equity Day. To mark the occasion, Metro is offering free rides all day on the 4th. Providing safe, accessible, and affordable transportation is a commitment Metro makes year-round. Learn more at thesource.metro.net. USC Visions and Voices invites you to the LA premiere of Major, an exciting new dance theater performance exploring the legacy of Major at Dance. Directed by award-winning choreographer Ogemdi Ude, Major combines music and movement to explore what it means to be proudly Black and proudly femme. Join us on Wednesday, February 4th at USC's Bovard Auditorium. Reserve your free ticket now at visionsandvoices.usc.edu. That's visionsandvoices.usc.edu.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr.
publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. Notable journalists, industry leaders, lawmakers, change makers, tastemakers, and you, working to build a more perfect union on KBLA Talk 1580.
Duo, they are on a crusade to raise consciousness and, quite frankly, raise the alarm around foreign actors from places like Russia and Pakistan and India that are directly targeting Black figures, Black pastors, Black content creators. The misinformation economy is growing like gangbusters, and looks like Black folks are bearing the brunt of that expansion. Joining me right here is Judge Faith Jenkins and one of our favorite singers, Kenny Lattimore. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
And so talk to us about why it was important for you to join attorney Ben Crump and comedian Lonnie Love, among others, to raise the alarm on this issue, this complaint that was filed today against YouTube and Google.
Well, we definitely thought that we would use the platforms that we could to sound a voice, give a voice to our community, those that do not have a voice, that have been targeted and victimized by this systemic operation of misinformation. This is something that's been happening in the Black community for a long time. And we were personally targeted at one time, and it really shocked us and surprised us. And the types of damaging information that people spread, we know affects the Black family as well. It affects our reputation, how we make a living, how we connect to people. When information is incorrect, there's so many things that can be damaging. So we knew that we had to take a stand. And having an amazing wife that's an attorney is Judge Faith. She is a researcher, and she said, well, wait a minute, how does this work? Is this giving this information out? And, how does it affect us in such a huge way that we were receiving calls from people that we knew and that knew us intimately about fake information? And it was quite alarming.
Judge Faith, talk to us about the misinformation economy. During the press conference that you participated in this afternoon, I was blown away at just some of the stats that you shared, and really just sort of how this misinformation economy works. It is a high velocity sort of situation that is impacting not just big names like the two of you, but everyday Black content creators.
Which is why we're here, because we are really hoping to provide a voice for people who don't feel like they have the resources or the platforms to speak out about negative information that's affecting their families, their parishioners, their children, and the communities. With us, when we investigated what happened online with us, like Kenny said, we were getting all of these calls about information. What made us really stop was that Google, the largest search engine in the world, reported these anonymous fake stories about us as true, and even linked to these stories as their source. And I said, well, wait a minute, how is this happening? These are anonymous, unverified accounts. They just decided to drop. There were about 35 fake stories about us online on YouTube. That's how they make their money, and go viral. How do they do it? It started with one account that was based in the US. He dropped a story that got views. these foreign actors saw that, oh, this is something that people care about. Let me pick up this story and amplify it. One man that we identified, because we uncovered all the names and identities of everyone who posted the fake stories by sending Google a subpoena. I want to let people know that is an option for them. People think they're anonymous, but you're really not. You give your name and information to this platform. When they get a lawful document that requires them to turn that information over, they will do so. They are not there to protect you. So when we got the names and the information, we realized that all of these channels that we thought were based in the United States, because they said they were based in the United States, they were actually men. A lot of them used women's AI voices, by the way. For some reason, they chose to pretend to be women online.
Black women sounding voices.
Some of them were, well, some of the accounts said that they were, Black Hollywood History, Black Tea. These were the names of some of the accounts that led people to believe they were a part of the community. Because again, it's all things to help them get credibility, to get people watched, because that's how they make their money. So we found out they were men. All of these were men, not a single woman. And this wasn't their business. This man in Pakistan, his name is Shams Imran. He had 10 or 11 channels. He dropped, well, no, maybe 6 or 7 channels, but he dropped 10 or 11 videos about us over the course of a week and a half, to make it look like these stories about us were coming from different sources. So people would believe it, start sharing it. Oh, it must be true. Look at what all these different platforms are saying about them. It was all fake. It was all stuff that was made up. But it's how they have mastered how to make the stories go viral. A leading expert talked about this, and she said, if you can make it trend, you make it true. That's their goal. What else is their goal? To put pressure on people that they're talking about to come out and publicly say, y'all, we see this stuff that's out there. We just want to let you know that it's not true. It's not real. It's not happening. Because then people who haven't heard about it, then go look up and see, well, wait, what's going on? And then it feeds their algorithm. They get more clicks. They get more views. It's a vicious cycle. But I'm going to tell you why we're here today. We went to YouTube and we said, this is defamation of character. And there's a lot of it going on online. And it seems to be all these channels, all their reports are about Black people. I want to make you aware of that, first of all. But we want to hold these accounts legally responsible. They said, okay, because we don't decide what defamation is. The court does. I said, great. The problem is they knew, and they were disingenuous about this. They knew that these accounts were foreign actors, most of them. So when they turned it over, I said, so we can't actually go to court and hope. There's no legal remedy. There's nothing we can do. Only you can act, because they are in Pakistan, Russia, India. So they are essentially untouchable under U.S. law. So what will you do as a platform now that you know we're being targeted? You know this is systemic. You know this is a business. This man hired a leading California attorney. He's in Pakistan to defend him in our case, because this is his business. And that's when they said, essentially, they went quiet and they decided not to do anything. They took no action, but they're making money from it and they're benefiting from it.
In our remaining minutes, Kenny, as an artist, as a content creator, talk to us about why other content creators, particularly Black content creators, should be concerned about this. There are so many folks out there who aren't just publishing content, but they represent a small business. And the sort of reputational harm that may be coming their way if this isn't addressed could absolutely upend that business, no?
Yeah, we need credible media in the Black community. We absolutely need it. I thought about some things that my wife and I were doing. We were launching a business, actually, that had everything to do with us being together, because couples were joining us on a trip. And when the Google story came out, there's questions. There may be halts in sales. There are people who, when they see, it could be a fake political idea or whatever that you have that comes out, and it affects sales, because we are still a part of a cancel culture in the United States in particular. So we have to be really careful, because it does affect our brand when we are trying to spread positivity. We're trying to feed our families as well. And all of a sudden you put it, a person puts a fake story out that says we're not even together, then the people that may have been supporting us are going to halt. That affects our business. So we want to be careful about all those kind of things as content creators.
And we've proposed simple solutions to YouTube about how to correct some of this. One of them being just stop letting people lie about their location and say they're based in the US when they're based in Pakistan. Because would anyone believe a man in Pakistan had exclusive court documents in tea about me and Kenny?
Right.
Would they actually believe that? Would he have any credibility? No. So they know that. So they know people aren't going to watch. So that's why they pretend to be someone that they're not. And that's where we're talking about platform deception coming in, because YouTube is making money from this too.
Our thanks to singer Kenny Lattimore and Judge Faith Jenkins for taking on YouTube and Google. If it sounds like David and Goliath, it's because it is. But that's how important fighting back on this issue is. That's how important it is for our future, for Black businesses, for Black communities, for Black health. And so my thanks to the both of you for taking on this quest. You've been listening to and streaming A More Perfect Union on KBLA Talk 1580. More when we come forward. Well, that is all the time that we have for today. It has been a pleasure serving each and every one of you. Remember, don't panic, organize, do what you can from where you are with what you have, but by all means, do something. I'm Dr. Nii-Quartelai Quartey, and you've been listening to A More Perfect Union on KBLA Talk 1580.